Hello, here we are with
Caroline Barbie.
Nice to meet you, Caroline. We had a long chat before we obviously started to look at your work. Now you've got three main pieces here, and if my memory serves me correctly, these are layered photos of England.
Well, yes, they're using layering. I trained as a painter, and I used to use quite harsh lines in my paintings, so I decided that maybe photography was the best way to produce my work. It might be a better medium.
Okay.
So I've been looking at journeys and travelling and using the sort of my journey, building up the layers of my journey to create a final sort of piece to represent the fragmented sort of memory and the fragmented memory, building up my memories again into one final image.
Okay.
With the books underneath shows.
Right now, a lot of the things that I do are always based a little bit on artistic and spiritualism. Now, when you create your art, is it from within, or do you just take influences from outside?
I take from within and influences from outside, but more from what I see around me than I go to exhibitions. But my main influences actually come from people I meet and things that I see, and sort of travel a lot around travelling. Going somewhere can completely change my art in an instant, basically. It just depends on where I am.
Who inspires your art? Where does the influence come from initially?
Photography initially came from Diane Arbus, but I've moved quite far from there. But sort of the way that she used to find interesting, quirky people, I try finding interesting, quirky things and people, depending. Kiefer has been a major influence recently. And some strange, different sort of African artists. I've been very, very much interested in African art. I spent a lot of time in South Africa.
Really?
I can't pronounce any of their names, but they're sort of very unknown, but I've just travelled around there trying to find sort of different unknown.
There is one guy I really like called Frédéric Boubert, who's from Senegal. He's Sachi loves him. I'll give you his link.
Okay.
So your art sounds like it's been inspired from all over the world, not just the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why I decided to do these journeys in the UK, to try and find a bit more inspiration from closer to home.
Cool.
Because for a while I found that I'd have any lull, I would end up going away somewhere and having inspiration again and finding interesting things. So when essentially I couldn't really do that, I decided actually maybe I could find it in England, in places that I've never been to.
Sure. Now you mentioned painting. You done a bit of painting before?
I used to. That was what I was trained in originally. I used to do oil painting.
Why'd you sidestep for this exhibition?
Because I was using really harsh lines and quite graphical, so it didn't really work with paint. But I loved the colours that I could get from the paint and the abstraction. And so I sort of slowly tried to figure out how to do that within photography. So I started doing quite out of focus photography, abstract photography, found it a bit flat. I wanted to try and get that layering that you get in painting into photography. So I thought I'd try using layers within photography.
Wow.
And exploiting digital photography in a good way, as opposed to just going against it.
Nice. Now I ask everyone this. Obviously I interview roughly about 5, maybe 8 people a week, if I'm lucky. Would you die for your art?
I put myself at huge risk for my art. I have put myself at huge risk. I've climbed onto edges of rocks.
Really?
Very, very dangerous coastlines.
In Africa?
Yeah, I do pretty much anything.
Africa? Coastlines?
Africa, yeah, I fell in the sea a couple of times in Africa.
Really?
I spent 2 weeks in the townships in South Africa.
Wow.
With my camera on my own, so yeah.
Townships, wow.
Guguletu, where the murder was last year. Yeah, I spent 2 weeks there. Became really good friends with a lot of people there.
Yeah?
Made a film there as well. So.
I felt that you've got heart, you can feel that when you talk to you. That's a good thing from an artist's perspective. And where will we find you next?
I may have, I'm not sure if I'm going to accept it yet, I may have an exhibition going in Western Super at the Lloyd Gill Gallery.
Okay.
Talk to them. And around Hackney, probably.
Okay.
With the camera
Cool. We love and honour your time. The God of Fashion and Energy. Appreciate your time. Thank you.